Okay, us girls, we're getting together and we're drawing. Drawing, you can use color pencils or you can use things that are called crayons. There are some people who use digital items like an iPad. An iPad, you can get them from the Apple Store.
There it is.
Yay! There.
Okay, can I get a hallelujah from my sisters? But my mom's from India.
Oh boy.
Oh no, Tabitha, are you okay?
Ah, she's falling out of her chair. No, what is
Sweating.
That's ghetto. You're supposed to be professional people here.
Push out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my hand. Painting out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the 18th, the brush out. Bursting blues with a laugh in my eye. Shades of wonder got me on a high. We spin stories in purple and gold. Girls got colors nobody can hold. We mix it up, we make it new. Splash it in bold, that's how we do. Running on fun, we won't slow down. Paint the town, turn it upside down. Push out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my head. Painting out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the 18th, the brush out.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Brush Hour stream and Hot Take Tuesday. And we're going to be continuing on with our special Cara Dune chibi in celebration of Cara Dune. January 30th. Don't miss out. If you've got your own artwork, I encourage you to either create it or post it on Instagram, but Twitter or X specifically, as we gear up to celebrate Cara Dune Day, to just promote the wonderfulness of the character that got the axe for no reason, no good reason good enough for everybody else in Hollywood. But that's a whole other thing. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. It is a chilly morning today. 39 degrees when I woke up this morning here in sunny Florida, but should be getting warmer, hopefully. From what I understand, according to the weather people, the situation is as follow. Everybody that is not Florida has terrible weather. And then we get the tail end of that weather by the end of this week. So it's supposed to stay cold until all of that mess passes by. And then I'm going to guess that spring is then on its way, which would be nice. It's so bizarre living here sometimes because like just a couple of days ago, I was out and about in shorts and t-shirt, and then like days like today, I've got to be in like long pants and hoodies, and I have an alpaca sweater, and it gets cold. It gets cold here. It does. But good morning to all of you lovely people. Welcome in. DL hitting us with everything and the kitchen sink available to all members. Appreciate you. Grape over there on the kick side, as well as Larry Knight. He's also here. 1 hour, 5 minutes, not any longer Leary. Icanolus, good morning. Hail, hail. There's me dancing. Good morning, Spider Unfiltered Outlaws. JM the Elite Fan. Wasp is a lurkin. Freddy, good morning, good morning. Mouse says top. Oh, good morning to you. Mando Unchained, hello and good morning. Texas is still frozen. Terrible. Yes, I haven't heard from Nomi in several hours. It makes me nervous. Makes me wonder how she's doing. I'm at work, so I'll be mostly lurking. No problem. You got those little lurkin' Carl emotes available for people. You don't even guts to say anything. You just post the lurkin' Carl emote. I have been, for those that have been wondering, and for those that are new around here, I have been trying to figure out how to fit the book back into our schedule for streaming. And it's been a little bit complicated because I would like to return to this book. So lately I've been using the book. And for those that don't know, this was the book that we used for like our creature design and streams, and we would work together to create the character and then the lore behind the character, personality traits, history, biology, all this kind of stuff. So it's really, really good. And so I didn't want it to go to waste. So lately I've been using it to do my sketches, my everyday sketches. I'm trying to undertake the challenge from Kesh Art, where it's do a drawing at least 10 minutes a day, every day, for 365 days for an entire year. And so even some of my my sketches, they're not necessarily complicated. I have been really trying to figure out how to draw like the main character, which is Dastian. Trying to learn. I have no clue how to do this kind of it's not depth perception. I always use the wrong word. It's not depth. I mean, there is depth perception there, but it's foreshortening. How to do foreshortening, and there's another term for it. But just using the book to try to learn how to draw my character. And he's going through a lot of phases right now because I'm not really drawing him in chibi style, which is the style that I'm most accustomed to. So this has been good to be able to go back and learn basically how to draw characters. So that's something that I'm in the process of. But I do want to bring back the book stream. This was a story that was made for the chat, by the chat kind of situation. And we have all kinds of really cool characters that we've made in here. And we had so much fun, and it was so good. I think our last character that we made together was Horatio. You guys remember Horatio, the Luchmoth? I didn't even finish his wing because I hate wings. But there's Horatio. Don't forget about Horatio. Let's brush up on dear Horatio. Let's give him some love here. Horatio, the Luchmoth. Luchmoths are secret. Oh, I forgot about that. Let's bring it in. Luchmoths are secretly defenseless. They do, however, produce a terrifying noise from their long nails during flight to ward off predators. They eat the back beak. I'm not really sure what I wrote here. They eat the something and the sap. Oh, the bark. They eat the bark and the sap of real trees. Did I really read trees? Which turns their tails red. Oh, of red trees. Right. By the way, the one reason, like, I can very well read cursive, but I write these things out really quickly when we're doing our stream. So it's not that I'm incompetent. I can't read my own writing because I scribble apparently. All right. They eat the bark and the sap of red trees, which turns their tails red during mating season. He is strongly intuitive. He is strongly intuitive, senses bad vibes. That's what it was. Okay, so he was like a kind of a wise character. He looks out for something. I think he was going to alert the characters about something along the way. I don't know. That's our Horatio, the Luchmoth. Yes, yes, the Lochmoth. By the way, those names, the Lochmoth and the Horatio and all the other stuff, you guys helped me figure that out. So I'm a sucker for making weird characters, weird animal characters, and then giving them old standard American, I guess, white dude names. I love it. That's why we have, Carl, my personal favorite. But anyway, there we are. Irish Jedi, good morning, good morning. Yes, yes, yes. Feel sorry for us Floridians. We don't know how. Am I really a Floridian? We don't know how to handle this. Several hours. Yes, 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 yes. We haven't connected in several hours. I'm nervous. Lurking Carl, appreciate it, Freddie. All right, have you what say things? There she is, Nomi. Oh, she lives. Thoughts and prayers, no more for Nomi. She has survived the great scandalous winter storm that has plagued our country. It's good to see you. Speaking of the book, I recently heard of a real world cryptid called the Squonk. The description reminded me of that world. I like this name, the Squonk. How cute. Squonk. Luchma? No, Moth. So Luchmoth. Luch. You gotta use the muscles back here. Luch, you spell it Luc phlegm Moth. Luchmoth. Hang on. Oh. 1 second. I just got a text message. Luchmoth. Luch. Yeah, you gotta do it down here. Hang on 1 second, chat. I'm so sorry. Hang on 1 second. Wait a minute. Why don't we just, go to commercial?
If I was watching this video, I would like it. I would like the video, and I would probably subscribe because this is so thoroughly entertaining and also well executed. It's not a request.
It's really not. I know how to write properly. It's just that when we do that. So that was also back in the early days of hey, how many of you out there write cursive on the daily? Okay, how many of you still use cursive? Okay, all right. No, so when the other thing is too, all right, I know I'm not trying to make excuses, but here are my reasons, right? Is that number one, the texture of the paper when you're writing with a pencil on it, after a while it's like it smudges it, I guess, because the rough texture of the paper. So some of that stuff is schmushled. And then the other thing is too, this was back in the early days of Nomi, I got your text, check your Twitter. Where dead and awkward silence, which I still don't like, but I felt like I had to fill in the gaps of stuff, right? So I hated dead air, and so I would just have to try to write as fast as possible because I was afraid that the chat was gonna crucify me. Now I know better. Now I know it's just haters that, crucify me. But welcome, Ian. We have a special guest that I didn't know was going to be here. She survived.
I survived. Yes,
She's a survivor.
I'm a survivor. Yeah. Well, same thing. I had to be at work on time, and guess
Oh,
what?
the nerve.
I'm here. And I usually come 10 minutes early, and I'm like, it's gonna be the same thing all over again, like yesterday.
Oh no.
No one else is here besides me.
Well, you know what? You're just gonna that promotion is gonna be right around the corner for you, just because they're like, there's that dedicated Nomi again, silly Nomi going to work when nobody else is there.
I know.
She's a dedicated soul. That one, don't let her go.
Yeah. Well, one of the supervisors is here. She's like, yeah, I had to be here early and no one else is here. I'm like, what the heck? So she's like, I would have just let you be at home and don't come in until you needed to be because of the quote unquote winter weather severe storm that we have. Was like, it's still sunny outside. Like, I literally could have slept in for another 2 more hours. I was so upset. I was like, there wasn't even frost on my car.
See, and that's the side. Do you know the other day I actually saw frost on the housetops, like on the rooftops in my neighborhood. Is
In
how cold-
Florida?
I know. And not just Florida, Central Florida. So I
Mhm.
had to learn that there, 3 portions, if you will, of Florida where you have the top, the middle, and the bottom, and they all, they're different. Okay,
Yeah.
they're different.
Right.
And yes, hello.
Oh, sorry, it was me. It was I was putting keys down. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, okay. Scare me. Anyway, so the fact that snow excuse me, I retract that. The fact that frost came all the way down to and visited Central Florida was a little unnerving, I will say. So it's not unusual for the occasional flurries every so many years to occur in like the panhandle or the very, very top of Florida when it gets excessively cold. But it doesn't last and it literally is just flurries. Apparently, this is not necessarily a rare phenomena. It doesn't happen all the time, but it's not the usual. But
Yeah.
for there to be frost on the rooftops in Central Florida, I feel for all my lizard friends. I hope I stand in solidarity with my lizard friends. Stop the snow. Stop the cold. I haven't seen a single lizard. I'm sad.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when I was in Florida and I just saw nothing but like iguanas everywhere. I was like,
I haven't seen any iguanas. I was told I might have to go further south, like towards Miami, to see iguanas. I used to have iguanas as pets. We had about like 5 of them at one time when we lived in Panama, but that's because they're everywhere. I mean, really quickly. So I got the line work done for our Cara Dune's character. I sketched her out, and look at them gorgeous legs. Just look at them.
yeah,
Just look at them.
nice and thick.
Nice and thick.
Almost as thick as Moss's thighs.
Triple thick. And you know what? I like to believe that Gina has thicker legs than Moss. I as a professional athlete,
That's actually very
and
true in real life. That she has meteor legs than Moss.
She got meteor legs than most. My goodness, them things are like a horse. We talked.
I've seen them. They're like tree trunks full of muscle.
They are like gorgeous tree trunks. That would be my next compliment to her. Your legs, they're just looking like
Hey, no, I said that. You can't take my compliment about her to tell her like I made up the.
All right. Well,
I'll tell her.
We'll tag her on Twitter. Recognize. Yeah. They're all in DC. What, the lizards? There are no lizards in DC, are there? You're one. Oh, Larry, you are a lucky man to have a woman that has some.
I know what he's meaning about like the lizards in DC because all politicians are lizards.
Why would you say that? Lizards are good people. Lizards are great, wonderful individuals. I don't know why you would be so hateful towards lizards. All right.
I mean, I have nothing against lizards. I just kind of there are the corrupted ones in DC that make me pay taxes, control of the weather, all that stuff.
Oh. Do you think that they control the weather? Are you one of those people?
Maybe.
I've heard these theories. I've heard these theories. All right, what do we think? So really quickly, also another recap is that the subscribers and the members and the patrons got to basically choose what is happening going on. So they chose Cara Dune, needed to include Grogu, and it needed to be like an action sequence situation there. And I gotta shift this pillow. I'm ordering my new chair today. I found one and I need it. Oh, I need it so badly because my back. Anyway, so this is what you guys have all basically this has come to pass because of you all. And I hope that you enjoy it. So we're gonna get to coloring today. Hopefully we can get it done. At least the flats, if you will. So yeah, but it's also Hot Take Tuesday, and I don't know if Nomi's brought any Nomi's hot take is probably stop asking employees to come to work when the other employees won't come to work. When the clients won't even show up to work.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Majority of the clients got the message of like, hey, we won't be in there until another 2 hours, so take your time. But staff, you have to be there. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. And here I am. Like, no one else is here besides me, one other supervisor, and like 3 other people. Like, we're the good ones. We want that
the re-
promotion.
The real ones. The real ones.
Which is dumb
Um,
because I did get a text message this morning from like my main boss, and she's like, "Hey, so regular time like this here." I'm like, "Okay." She's like, "By the way, I need to see you when you have some time." I'm like, "Okay." And then I get here, I was like, "I have some time."
You're like, I have all the time in the world now.
I have some time until like actual work starts. So where are you at?
And she's like, oh, I'm still at my house with my curlers in my hair, you know?
Oh, lucky.
Lucky. Oh my gosh. Have you ever slept with curlers?
No, but I don't do the
Ugh.
curlers because they're one too bulky and
Mhm.
painful and like very uncomfortable to sleep in. I
Yes.
do the silk rod for
Oh,
hair.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so I told you about this, and my hair comes out fabulous. I did that Sunday evening, and then Monday morning, which was yesterday, I took my hair out and it was all curly and luscious, and it was my first day coming back to work after being on medical leave, and everybody's like, "Oh, wow, your hair." I was like, "I
They're
know."
like, you should get more sick more often. You look fabulous.
Well, actually, one of my coworkers, she's like, you look like you lost more weight. I'm not trying to be rude. I was like, "Nope, that's what I want to hear. Thank you."
You're like, that's amazing what a hairdo can do for a gal. I I have slept with hair curlers. I remember my mom, like when I was little, back in the day, the pink spongy ones, right? And iconic spongy hair curlers. And she tried to do it, obviously, like I believe it was the night before, church and everything like that. And I just couldn't stand it
Mhm.
because they would, yeah, some of them, okay, so some of them were too tight, so they pinched, right? And then
Mhm.
some were too loose and they flopped around, and I can't stand that. I can't stand when my hair is like if my hair's in an updo of some kind, I can't stand when it's loose. And so these things would and it just would irritate the crap out of me. So I would just take them out in the middle of the night. And just brave the wrath of my mother in the morning. I was a brave soul. You didn't just idly incur the wrath of your mom. And I don't know, maybe it was just different when I was little. I don't remember my hair holding curly. That was also different back then too. I don't remember a lot of people curling their kids' hairs like with a curling iron. Maybe for picture day, you know. But yeah, no, I tried that. Then my friend, when I got older, they had these things called jelly rollers, which was like a
Yeah,
silicone thing that you put inside the tube, and
I remember
and
those.
those worked really well, but they were too small. Like they would make ringlets. They wouldn't really make what I really wanted. So now I'm just a curling iron kind of gal, unless I just guess decide to go natural. But if I go natural, I have to go to bed with wet hair, and no, I don't like that.
Well, I go to bed. What I do when I have the rod thing, I do it with damp hair, so like half dry, mainly majority dry, and then still like kind of
Mhm.
it's still fresh. And then I do my little braids within the little silk rod, and I'll do it because the reason why I like doing it, it saves me time because I'm like it's gonna curl my hair while I'm sleeping.
Yes.
Because if I have to curl my hair with a rod, I still have to take time out of my day getting ready, preparing myself, and also doing my hair. So why why the best way to do it is like a math problem.
Mhm.
The solution is this, but how can you get to the solution? Like what are the equations to it? So eliminate one, you still get the same results, same answer. So
I
why would I go through all the long trails and the bushes and everything of curling my hair with a rod when I can just do it with one simple trick?
I I understand this, but maybe I'm just different, and it could be, I don't know, it's a different lifestyle. Actually, I've been this way for years and years and years. Is that I actually love curling my hair. Like I love taking the time to curl my hair. Like even when I worked at a cafe or whatever like that, like for me, I find it relaxing, and also I enjoy the process. So like getting a cup of coffee, even if I'm in a rush, because that happens, whether it would be for church or whether it would be for work, if I'm rushing out of the house. Like I love getting a cup of coffee And now that I have my iPad, I'll put my iPad in front of me, and it's almost like it's like this it's like a wake up call, a relaxing wake up call for me, just to be able to know that I'm going to look nice. I get to do it's almost like in a world of chaos and responsibility, it's a little bit of control in that element. Like I get to control what I look like, I get to control what I'm consuming, I get to control what I'm watching, and right before I go work for the man, and so I don't know. I remember when my friend was here and we were talking about curling irons and stuff, hair, whatever, and she's like, I asked her because she was needing some help with her hairstyle or whatever, and I was giving her some tips and tricks, and I just kind of paused it real quick, and I was like, let me ask you, do you enjoy fixing your hair? And she's like, not really. She's like, I just rather it look good and I go. I'm like, okay, so we are not the same same people. I love doing my hair. Some days when I don't think my hair is just where it needs to be, it's not peak, maybe because I'm busy and I really didn't have the time in the morning or whatever the case might be. I will make a cup of coffee, take my iPad, go into the bathroom, turn that curling iron, and just curl my hair. I'm not even going anywhere. I'm just going to curl my hair and make it look beautiful and then get back to work. That's how I like to live. Now, I will say there are times where the Nomi method, as we will now coin it, I haven't tried it yet. I've tried something similar to it. We always experiment as teenage girls growing up trying different hair things, but I've not tried the Nomi method just yet. So I might need to do that, because if I could, for certain days, like I remember 2 years ago having this job where I needed to get up early and time was of the essence, and it just and I was traveling for work and whatever. Being able to just have your hair look good and go is ideal. It's not like every morning I have time to grab a cup of coffee, watch a show, and do my hair. It doesn't work like that. It's not real life. But I've seen people use socks. Have you used socks, or do you have a special hair thing? Oh, she's probably talking to her clients. Look at that. Look at that. Well, while she does that, hey, Alasia, lurking. I used to follow Gina all the way back to her early MMA days. Yeah. I remember. So it's weird. I kind of sort of have a vague memory of her in American Gladiators, but it was not there. Wasn't even there. And then I saw her, obviously in Mandalorian, and then I like every other person, I did research on what else has this woman been in, and I was like, oh, okay. All right. Anyway, Nomi, have you ever used socks? Oh, she's still busy. Maybe this will bring a hot take. We talked a couple of weeks ago about Frozen and Let It Go being a good but overrated. What is a Disney song you think is underrated, not as well remembered as it could be? Oh, you mean from like newer stuff, old stuff, or just overall? I mean, I think, in my personal opinion, the movie as a whole, but even the songs in Encanto are wildly underrated, in my personal opinion. I'm trying to think back to a lot of the different Disney songs. Like I forget, what is it called? It's not called What Else Can I Do? Oh shoot, I don't even remember what exactly the title is, but it's the song where Isabella is finding out that trying to please everybody her whole life has been holding her back from true creativity. And now she's exploring, what else can I do? And I think not even just from the good story in the song, I think it's a really catchy tune as well. They're my favorite part, because if you haven't seen Encanto, Mirabel, the main sister, there's 3 sisters. Mirabel's the main sister, and she's under the impression, I'm not even gonna do a good job of telling the story, but this particular situation, she thinks if she gives her sister a hug, it will fix the problems that are magically going on behind her. Watch the movie if you want to know more context. So she's trying to go, and they don't get along. Mirabelle's like the tomboy kind of, but she's like a mild tomboy. She likes pretty girl things, but she's practical, right? Whereas Isabella is all about being perfect. Everything's girly. Everything is just perfect. Because she's always had to be that way. And so there's this one part in the song where Isabella's just singing and going off about all this kind of stuff, and Mirabelle's just like, that's great, but there's this one part where she's like, bring it in. That's great. Let's bring it in. You have to watch it. It's really good. I think it's a good tune overall. Not only is it a great lesson in the song, but it's also a great, I think it's a good toe stomping ditty, Back in the 60s when we used to sleep with bear cans in the hair to get curls. That sounds uncomfortable. Jerry curls? This was the company. They were called Jelly Rollers. Yeah. Jerry curls. Is that? Oh my goodness. I don't know. That sounds really cool. There are no pic. Surely there's evidence somewhere. John the Just, good morning. I'm very prissy with my hair when it's been long, but dang, this combo makes me thankful I'm a guy. Look, if I was a dude, I'd just shave my head, okay? I would. I would vote Reflection for Mulan. That when I was younger, I remember that being very popular because of Christina Aguilera and hearing that frequently. I don't know if it varies from state to state or whatever, but you're right. I would say that this is a great song as well. It's Always Make a Man. Yeah, that's, it's, as Nomi says, it's a banger, it's got some gusto to it. Reflection is a little bit more tame in comparison, even though it has a really heavy theme to it. I don't think it's even a downer. It's just literally like the title of it. It's a reflection of inward, like, who am I? And that's kind of what the song with Isabella is, only that's a little bit more of a freedom song. It kind of starts off as the feel of reflection and then goes into, Encanto. You guys don't know about Encanto? Wow. That's because Disney didn't promote it. This is a movie that was unique, family friendly. It was all about family. And nobody's talking about Encanto. It's terrible. And then they want to talk about the whole minority, diversity, all this kind of crap. Then you have Encanto, and nobody talked about it. It's disgusting. Encanto. Right here. Encanto. It's such a good movie. Such a good movie. I wish I had a bigger picture. It's such a good movie. It's colorful. The songs are fun. If you've ever heard somebody say, "We don't talk about Bruno," that's where this movie comes from, or that song comes from. Encanto. It's such a good movie. It's underappreciated. It's really, really good. Nomi disappeared. Did I kick her out? Oh well. She'll come back to, when you love something, you have to let it go. And if it comes back to you, then you know it was true love. Anyway, so let's get back to Grogu. My hot take, since we were talking about music, and Nomi's not here for it, so we might have to repeat it. Grogu has really dark brown eyes, though, by the way. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, I thought you were saying grape. I thought you were saying that you used beer cans for your hair. And I'm like, well, that's very, I mean, why not? What necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. So my hot take that I was bringing to the table, you ain't ready for it. I don't think you ain't ready for it. You never are. My hot take. Now, hear what I'm saying. Don't hear what I'm not saying. Okay? Hear explicitly what I am saying, not what I'm not saying. As talented as a man and singer and dancer and choreographer and everything and entertainer overall that Michael Jackson was. Hang on. We're getting an update. Okay. May he rest in the pieces. If Michael Jackson were alive today, he would not be and excuse me, if he were alive today and if he were auditioning for something like America's Got Talent or whatever, he would not be near as famous and iconic as he was back in the day. That is my hot take. Fight me on it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Hey, oh, Renaissance Boomer. It's Hot Take Tuesday, and I've just landed a big one. And I will prepare myself for heresy. Exactly. So I will defend and well, me defend. I will give you my reasoning for it. You know, whether you agree or disagree is totally fine. But I would like to know why you agree or disagree. Here is my reason as to why I believe that if Michael Jackson were a know-nothing today and decided to become a performer, he would not be near as elevated or iconic. Here's my reasoning. Ready? Is because we are oversaturated with talent today. And that's not a bad thing. Makes it sound like it's a bad thing. It's not. We are oversaturated with the amount of talent that young people have today, and even middle-aged folk. But I'm just going to go with young people, right? Let's say Michael Jackson was starting out. We are oversaturated with amazing talent today. There's more ease of access to be discovered. And the type of style that Michael Jackson had when he was singing, while it was amazing, of course it was, and everything, some of the songs I think would be found to be annoying by today's current standard of music. Michael Jackson makes a lot of weird noises when he sings. Fact. Now, you can agree or disagree whether it's like, oh, that's the fact that he's been around for so long, and because he has been held up in this high level of notoriety, personally, hot take number 2, I do believe sways people's opinions on what they're actually hearing, believing, enjoying. This is not a new phenomena. This happens with a lot of people. A lot of times nostalgia takes over preference. Or influence. It's kind of like when you have a kid that grows up in Star Wars and then their family loves Star Wars, and then they have the audacity to voice an opinion about something that was erroneous or flawed or disagreeable about it. And suddenly there's chaos in the house. It's like, but how could you not like Star Wars? It's got everything. And the kid might point out that something is cheesy or weird, or it's only liked because the masses. There is something to be said. You can find this in football. Football, they say, is a traditionally, like, it's a family passed down entertainment. It's true. You are definitely entertained. Well, sort of, not anymore really, but it's a passed down form of entertainment. And so if people weren't quite as forcibly influenced to love and appreciate and pick something, they probably wouldn't. This is scientific research. You can find the studies that have to do with people that, like, we call it the flock or the sheep mentality, where we are enjoying things a lot more because of other people, or the vast majority of enjoying people, than we realize we're being influenced to like things. You can see this. We talked about Frozen, all this kind of stuff. So going back to Michael Jackson, my personal belief is that once again, don't hear what I'm not saying. I am not saying that Michael Jackson wasn't talented, gifted. We all know he was hardworking. I'm not saying that his songs were bad. I'm not saying that they were annoying. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve the praise that he got. What I'm saying is that if you took what happened back then and you put it in today, if he was a nobody starting out today, I don't think he would get near as much attention or be as much an entertainer as he was back then. There are songs that he sings where there's a constant nyah. Why? Why is he making these noises? Does that help the song? Does that move the story forward? It's not even harmonizing with anything. It's just, but that was that was a trait that he had. It was a part of who he was. It was like something that he did. And there's nothing wrong with that. Be iconic, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Personally, I think it's a little bit annoying. I know that's the thing too. It's like you dare speak against Michael Jackson, people will easily get their feathers ruffled when you say something negative, or maybe, you know, have a discourse about somebody who is held in such high esteem that everybody loves. But you say one thing that you're like, well, I don't really like this about this, and everybody gets their feathers ruffled. And it's like that kind of is a tell. That's a whole other hot take where it's like, maybe reevaluate what you really feel. I've had to do that when all of a sudden I realized, why I have been liking this situation, this story, this movie, this piece of music simply because my whole family does. When I think I'm the only person in my family who doesn't really like The Princess Bride. And everybody, heresy, oh my gosh, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. It's like, I think it's an okay movie. I'm okay if I never saw it again in my life. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just don't really like it. It's not for me. But, you know, that's what I'm saying. So, but Michael Jackson, as talented as he was as an individual, I do also think it has to, so I think it has to do with industry standards, preference, the change, even within the genres. People will tell you pop music's not the way it was anymore. People will tell you country music, rock and roll, it's not what it was anymore. And I have this belief that if he were to perform his song, because our attention spans are shorter, all of this goes into it. Really doesn't even have anything to do with Michael Jackson himself. I think it has to do with the culture that we're living in. I don't think Michael Jackson would be near as famous today if he was just starting out as he was back then. Give me your logical reasons and explanations as to why you disagree, and maybe I'll change my mind. I'd love to hear it. You know, that's my hot take. I don't think he would be near as famous today if he was just starting out as he was back in the, at least was it 70s? It wasn't the 60s he started. Wait, it wasn't the 60s when he got his start, right? It wasn't the set. Like he worked, and then he got really famous, you know, or was it the 70s? And then he got really famous in the 80s. And that's just when it like became the most amazing thing ever. Right. Maybe, but that would be more reflection on people's lowered taste than his skill. Yeah. I did not say he wasn't skillful. I didn't say he didn't have the ability. That's what I say. Don't hear what I didn't say. I said he was talented, skillful, hardworking. I just don't think he would be near as popular today as he was back then. Well, no, he would need his father putting the whooping on him and his siblings to get there. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know. Well, I may go, yeah. Well, we were really spoiled with the music of the past. Today's music is much too repetitive, no real hook to it. True. And I'll be honest, there's a lot of songs that Michael Jackson sings. I don't even know what the freak he's saying, you know, because he's like, it's the way he's articulating. But this was also the time period where it was like, I remember my mom would always say, nobody really cared where the words were. They just wanted to dance. You know, when the Bee Gees were singing, nobody cared. Staying alive. That's all we needed. Staying alive. That's all we needed. We didn't care about the rest of it. She's like, we just wanted to dance. That's why we were all so skinny back then, is what she always said. I think you underestimate his charisma. No, I don't. I don't at all. I don't underestimate the charisma either. I just think that I think a lot of it has to do with music style. So perhaps he could adapt. Perhaps if he were here today, just starting out, he could adapt. But again, we are oversaturated with amazing performers. You ever watch America's Got Talent or something like that? And you're like, my gosh, these people are amazing. And they're like, nah, he ain't good enough. I think if Michael Jackson went on stage and sang Billie Jean by today's standards, if nobody had ever heard it before, be like, what's he saying? He's like whispering. Why is he so quiet? Billie Jean is not mad. Like, I think that would get on people's nerves. But because it's become such an iconic part of his career and people grew up with it, there's this attachment to it. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's an okay movie. It's nothing special. There's a lot of great lines in there that I quote to this day, but I'm okay if I never saw it again. It didn't make me laugh as much as I thought it would. and I know our whole family loves that movie. Seems to me like the seemingly random sound he'd make would fit newer generations' taste more than the older. Other stuff, not so much. I don't know. I don't hear any songs by today's standards of people doing that, except for the, but Mariah Carey was doing stuff like that too, which I can't. Except honestly, here's my hot take for that too. I would rather listen to All I Want for Christmas from Is You than anything else Mariah Carey has ever sung. I can't stand all the additional syllables that she adds to every single word. When pop started changing, Michael adapted his style, which is what he always did. Example of that was his Invincible album. True, but he had already had notoriety prior to that. So he had already had now, I understand that in the industry, you got to be adaptable. So again, his work ethic, everything is there. But he already had an established thing, and then he could change and go off of that. So 70s? Okay. I was like, maybe he's not as old as I thought he was. Good morning, Maria. That's valid. Pop culture is so different today that we'll never see anyone reach his height. Yeah, I think that's the other thing too, is there's like so many. So hear me out also. All of the like famous people, minus maybe Taylor Swift, I'll be honest with you. And I'm not very up to date with a lot of the current people that are happening. I know there's like Post Malone and whatever, but like, how many of these people do you think? I feel like the upcoming, like, I feel like Justin Bieber and Taylor Swift, like, there was like this point at which it just, like, oh yeah, they're famous people. But how many iconic people are up and coming anymore that are younger than 30? They're out younger than 35. How many iconic people are there anymore? It's just like, I don't know. I just want to say it's like oversaturated with popularity. And maybe it's because we have access to music via our phones and everything like that. But like, where are the iconic singers anymore? Oh, I hear myself.
I'm back. Sorry.
No problem.
The one supervisor who I said where she texted me this morning, like, hey, come at regular time, and I'm here and she's not even here. Well, she finally showed up. It's like, okay, I've been waiting for like 30 minutes, but it's okay. But yeah, so I just got done chatting with her.
Well, I hope you got,
among another fire.
Fire.
It's been put out, but something came up. I'm like, oh, well, we both need to take care of this because this was unexpected.
This sounds like a we problem.
Yeah. And guess what, guys? With teamwork, we solved the problem. We we got rid of the problem.
Not only did we solve the problem, we got rid of the problem.
Yes. But sorry, what did I miss? What's going on? What's new?
I don't know. It might be one of my hottest takes yet. Hang on. Larry says, well, yeah, I didn't say he wasn't. That's why I did add his choreography and dance skills. He was established, but his music became less popular going into the 90s, which is why he mostly toured Europe and then returned to America in the early 2000s. So, okay, well, then that makes sense. He just didn't fit into what was happening anymore. I mean, I guess every artist comes to that, every musician comes into that at some point. Not everybody can be John Williams, A lot of them are only iconic now because the industry deems them as iconic and people follow. This is true that later on people do develop more of a following. Like, it's like this weird thing. Like, you ever heard of the Courts Jester? Like, nobody cares about the Court Jester. I love the Courts Jester, but it does have a small following and it only became more popular later on. The problem is in a rolled up carpet. Wait, the problem is in a rolled up carpet in the dumpster, isn't it? Is that a quote from the movie? I don't know. Going to work, I haven't left the house in a few well, according to Google, Michael Jackson got his start in 1964 when he was 6 years old. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Not everybody can be Phil Collins either. But you know what, Maria? Nobody's talking about Phil Collins anymore. Every dog has his day, as they say. But, But that, so Nomi, here's my hot take.
Tell me.
Okay. I have to preface.
Okay.
Don't hear what I did not say.
Okay.
Hear what I did say or do say.
Okay, I'm following.
Okay. It is my belief that if Michael Jackson were to start his career today or, now, right? And not back then. Like he was a young person today getting his start.
Like he's in the Jackson 6 today.
Yeah, or just starting out like, I want to be a
Okay.
singer, mom,
Okay.
the dream. If he was going to set out on the dream of becoming a singer or a famous dancer person, I do not think that he would have near the popularity today that he did back then. Because, not because he wasn't, not because he didn't have the charisma, not because he didn't have the wait, I gotta stop.
I don't know, Larry. I don't know. I don't listen to them. I wasn't born in that era.
Neither was I, but I know it's the 5.
Okay, but it's the Holy Spirit. I put him in there.
Okay, yeah, right. There you go. Leave room for honorable mention. Larry's like, neither was I. All right, because we are oversaturated with talent today. I don't think that he would really cut the mustard today even with his amazing skills and whatnot.
I could see it, but
Mm-hmm.
that is also how Justin Bieber started. Because I remember I've watched the Justin Bieber documentary.
Okay, are you a believer?
I was gonna say I'm a believer.
Okay.
He was doing stuff like that back in Canada where he would like there's videos of him like singing in church or him playing the drums, and then someone's like, dude, this guy actually has like natural talent. Like he's good. He plays a really good instrument. He has a good singing voice. And then I can't remember who it was, but reached out to someone in Nickelodeon like, hey, this kid's gonna be like the next thing because he's posting these videos. Like his mom's posting videos of like him singing in church, and then Nickelodeon's like, nah, like we're not looking for the next big like
Michael Jackson.
children's television star right now because we're not interested.
Mm-hmm.
But like someone believed in him, like no,
Usher, wasn't it?
yeah. But also the unfortunate thing is like there are now like truth as years pass by from that documentary, truth was shown that he was also abused by that.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like him being as a kid, someone did believe in him and he made it out. Now I pray over for Justin Bieber because you look at him now, he's just burnt out and
Yeah.
everything. But in his prime, when he first started with his first album, My World,
Mm-hmm.
it was a hit. Girls went after that. And then we had the whole Bieber fever thing. And that was a huge phenomenon back then. And I was part of that phenomenon. I was like, oh, Justin Bieber. It's more so my friend in real life here. He total dude. And he's like, dude, I love Justin Bieber. And I thought it was just like him being a joking bro. No, he genuinely loves Justin Bieber. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. But it is possible, but you have to work hard for it. And then also you have to put in trust in people who are not going to abuse you, unlike Justin Bieber, what he has gone through. So it is possible. You have to go through a lot of nooks and crannies for that. But I know Michael Jackson had a horrible upbringing as well. So for you to have that fame, you have to do I want to say you're going to endure a lot of uncomfortable, hard
You
things
kind
to
of
get
have
there.
to. Yeah.
Ones that are against your will and one that is like for your benefit.
Mhm.
With hard work and determination, yes, you too can be the next Justin Bieber, Michael Jackson. And then last year Justin Bieber released a new album. I'm not a fan of it, but my God, he released a renew one. And then when Michael Jackson moved on from his family singing group, he became a huge success. So, but if it were to happen today in modern times,
Mhm.
I can see your reason because it's so saturated. Like it's just
He would just
overpopulated
he
with
would
talent.
just be another talented singer. Like I'm sure he would have success. I'm sure that he would, but you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if he would be iconic in the same way that he was back then because there's so many people now. I mean, I know that there's always been a lot of singers and whatever, but it's like I think he would just get lost in the mix. And this is, again, this is not saying that he doesn't have good work ethic or that he didn't have the charisma or whatever. I think that he would still find success and popularity, but my personal belief is that he would have been more of a TikTok sensation than he would have been a Hollywood sensation.
Well, that's how Tate McRae, I'm sure you've never heard of her.
No.
She made her fame through TikTok, and now she's having sold out shows.
Mhm.
Her song is in the new F1 Formula movie. So, yeah. And how she made it is like she was literally a dancer. Like she's a good dancer. Also, she has, my opinion, nice legs. I wish I could have.
You could with hard work and determination, Nomi. Don't let
Yeah,
the
but she
haters
is,
tell
like,
you
kills her.
can't.
She kills her body for that. I was like, no, I'm okay.
Right. You're like, what's one
But
more
killing your
top out?
body gets you those nice.
It does.
Oof, it's
I
like-
mean, that's, you look at Jennifer Lopez. Not all of us can look like her because not all of us want it that badly.
I know, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. Like, I just
No.
like them. Like, but anyway, but that's how she is. Like, because she made her fame through TikTok. Today's societal foundation of like, hey, the next person who's gonna be big, and she's big.
Mhm.
I do like some of her songs, and
Never heard of her.
yeah, that's why I was like, I know you never heard of her, Tabitha, but yeah, it's just, I guess, the way you can do it, and she did it on her own, so she's self-made. She didn't have anyone to push her or anything.
Mhm.
It's knowing the strategy. It's knowing how to, like, I can do that. I just need to find a way to
It's the
maneuver myself
algorithm.
around it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
And
algorithm.
yeah, it's the algorithm, and she figured it out, and then now she has this wild fame that she got through TikTok. And it wasn't because of her singing, it was literally because of her dancing. And then because of her dancing, it caught some of, I can't remember his name, but he's an artist, but he's not important because I don't care for him.
I don't like him, so he's not important.
Yeah, but he took notice of her, of like, hey, she's a good dancer. Like, hey, would you want to be in a video or something? And then he discovered, like, oh, you have a good singing voice. Hey, I have a studio. Do you want to just like have a session, just a jam out session? And that's what they did, and that's how she started her singing career.
The other
So
thing about
it's-
Michael is that he could act. We find out that a lot of singers can do that. You've got Ariana Grande and stuff like that. His business mind was what makes him stand out. Same thing. You've got other people, like, even like I said, Ariana Grande, who have this mindset. TikTok, YouTube, X, social media is a new radio tab. Exactly. This is true, and it's so oversaturated that I think he would just be a blip in the matrix. This is, once again, I am not saying that he wouldn't be talented. I'm not saying that he wouldn't be popular. I don't think he would be near as popular as he was back then. I think he would just be another famous guy that could sing and dance. Because you look also at the dance moves and things like that. And again, he could adapt. That's possible. I don't know. I just wonder if, because he was the one that made major breakthroughs in a lot of like the choreography, the dancing and everything like that. He was like the Fred Astaire of pop music, okay? And pop dance. And so I mean, this is a lot of this here in this particular part of the conversation is speculation, where it's like, I just don't know if that would have been his vibe. There's a reason that he was born in the era that he was, but this is, of course, hypothetical situations and, and just thinking out loud. But there are so many kids that can dance today that are hardworking and that have made it to the top and whatever. I have a sneaky belief, a sneaky suspicion that so I was saying also earlier, Nomi, that there are some of the songs that he sings that he sung back in the day where I don't think people would care for today if it was brand new.
Oh my God.
Because of like all the nyaks and the pops and
Yeah.
I don't think that was something that was iconic to him. It's fine. It is whatever. Eventually, everybody's got their shtick. But like if he went on America's Got Talent and performed Billie Jean, I don't think it would be as grandiose as it is today because it was back then. Because you hear a lot of like pop guys now. They're always adding that sound. I remember watching one of these situations.
DJ Khaled. No, just kidding.
Right. I love it. Man, I have to send you this video of this woman who was talking about. Anyway, but they'll add the at the end of everything that they're singing or whatever now, and it's like, stop. Now everybody's doing it. It's like, it's not You know, I know his was slightly different. I mean, to be honest, it kind of gets on my nerves a little bit because it's weird, I think. That's just me. It's my personal preference. Again, it doesn't take away from his talents. It's not like I don't find myself humming his little tunes and wishing I could dance like him. I am not saying he didn't have a work ethic. I can't speak to his charisma. I would have to assume that he had it. I wasn't around during that time frame. I wasn't like an Michael Jackson nerd, so I can only go off of the little information that I have. I don't even know. Did he even have charisma, or was he just a puppet of the time? Because there are a lot of famous people that are out there right now with false charisma, and they're just being pushed. They've sold their soul, and they're just going to do whatever the people tell them to do, perform a certain way. They have a false charisma. It's not their real charisma. There's some people that have it and some people that don't. I will say, again, I'm not an aficionado, so you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but just from judging based off of some of the interviews and things that I've seen, maybe it had to do with his wussy voice when he spoke, which I've heard apparently wasn't his real voice. Okay, whatever. I don't know. He didn't seem to have any charisma, but I didn't follow his story. I've only seen a couple of interviews. He didn't really seem to have any charisma. He seemed like he was scared, just wanted to hide in the shadows all the time. Clearly, that's not true. He did say, like many introverts, he behaves differently, and he is a better person, if you will. He didn't use those words. He's more comes out of his shell when he's performing. Like he would rather be on stage in front of 1,000 people singing and dancing than he would be in an interview. So
Yeah.
I get that. Like I'm not dissing on the man. That's not what I'm doing. I'm clearly he was talented. Clearly he had some mind about him to be the best. You can't just I mean, I don't think you can just be the best at something without a little bit of intuition and everything, but I don't know. I have no reason to believe that he rose to fame simply of his own merit, except for his dance skills. I have seen enough to see where he worked his tail off for his dance skills.
Tabitha doesn't believe he has moxie.
I don't believe he didn't have moxie. I'm just not convinced he had a lot of charisma. Risket for the biscuit. Happy birthday, by the way. Was that last weekend? Did I miss it? Let's dance. You got it, man. Whip out the Michael Jackson. Woo! Justin Proper, honorable trash in the chat, says we'll never have huge superstars like Michael Jackson again. Jackson, but on the plus side, we no longer have to rely on record labels as the middleman for getting your music out. This is true. This is true. You know, I think that Michael Jackson would be successful. I just don't think he would be iconic in today's society. That's my personal hot take. A lot of rappers today are popular and are either saying absolutely nothing or you can't understand them. This is true. And that to me, I don't know, is that more on us? Like I mean, not really. I listen to, I have to say, I listen to like music from foreign language and I'm really there for the music than I am for the words. Well, many of today's talents have avenues other than record companies to achieve fame. Yes, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, but it's oversaturated. So again, I'm not saying he wouldn't be talented or skilled enough. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying he wouldn't have been talented enough, skilled enough, or hardworking. I just don't think he would have the quote unquote advantage and be as popular back today as he was back then, because it's like it's oversaturated and times are different and personal preferences, you know. This is, you know. It was Sunday. Good. Hey,
Biggles.
But again, I will listen to me some Thriller. I will enjoy me some Billie Jean. That's my personal hot take. Like it or lump it, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He was a great performer. And this is a hypothetical situation. The reality is that he was crazily talented, apparently ambitious, a little bit overcome by vanity. And
Wow, that was a very loud sound of
was-
a slurp.
Was that too subtle? Okay.
But it was good. It was studio quality.
Thank you. Now well, this is what I'm saying, Justin. Back then, we had limited choices. Now, anyone with a camera can be famous. I don't think that Justin. Yeah, I don't think Justin will ever be famous. No, I don't know. It's up to you, Justin. Maybe if you worked a little harder, like Michael, you could be something. Make something of yourself, man. I hope you're doing well, Justin. I have no idea what's going on. No. I just think that he wouldn't be as iconic today as he was back then, and still is today because of his reputation, because we are oversaturated with stuff and talent is in abundance. I don't know what they're feeding these kids these days, but why is it that kids can sing so well today, but they couldn't when Nomi and I were kids? Nomi, did you ever know a kid that could sing like an angel?
They were usually in the choir.
You know what? Even at my church, the kids sucked. Nobody, I mean, some of the kids could hold a tune and they sung the song really great, but I'm talking like America's Got Talent level. You ever met a kid when you were younger
no.
that could sing like that?
No.
What happened? What happened?
The stupid rat race of being internet famous is what happened.
And that gave kids talent? Oh,
It gave them motivation.
Oh, so you're saying kids like us when we were younger had no motivation. I guess that's true. We focused, that's true. Actually, there's something to unwrap in there because like Nomi is saying, when we were kids, I don't know about you, Nomi, but when we were kids, I don't remember really anybody growing up saying, I want to be a singer. When I was growing up, kids said, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a veterinarian. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a fireman. Some people said that they wanted to be dancers, but it was like more traditional occupations. I don't think I ever heard one, obviously I never heard a kid say, I want to be a YouTuber, but I don't even really remember a lot of kids saying, I want to be an actor. Do you?
I don't know, because there was a girl that was in my church. I can't remember her first name, but her last name was Campbell. But we were the same age, and that was her ambition. Like she's like, I want to be an actor. Like I want to be a good writer. I was like, what?
Okay.
A writer? What? And then here I am in our age. I was like, oh, like, because I saw her parents and I was talking to her. This was like a few months back. I was talking to them like, oh no, like she moved to LA and now she's a writer. She's written like these shows. I was like, oh my gosh. So she finally like achieved what she wanted to do. But like being a writer and an actor is hard.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Because they did tell me like she put herself out there like so many times and trying to get recognition, and then finally of just someone looking at her writing for a plot or something and it worked, and now she's not big yet, but she does writing for some big networks.
Good for her. I'm not saying they're not out there, but I meant on the norm, because what is on the norm is typically what is influential. So right now YouTubers, TikTokers are what is the norm. Like it is the popular thing. It is what kids are aspiring to be. They're like, I want to be like so and so. But when you were growing up, what was the normal occupation when kids got asked, so what do you want to be when you grow up?
Oh, like a police officer.
Astronaut. Like the stereotypical stuff when everybody's like, oh, where are the police officers? It literally was veterinarians, police officers, firemen, astronauts, teachers. I was one of those. That was what I wanted to be when I was a kid. I don't want to be famous. It's fun to perform, but once I'm done, I want to be left alone. There you go. Tabitha, okay, if you're a member of the channel, February 1st, February 2nd, I don't know, sometime in the first week of February, latte art. It's going to be revealed to the masses. Let's see. The only thing I'd have to add is repeal the 19th Amendment. Oh, what? Women's right to vote? Is that what that is? You really want to start that fight? Let's see. Social media, like it's easier to get discovered now. Social media has been detrimental. Yeah, and we've become obsessed. I think that I don't know. I would love to know. I don't think I could ever get the answer for that because the culture is so different, But at the same time, humans are the same, essentially. at our very essence, where, was it Michael Jackson's desire to be world famous, or was he just so, I mean, everybody wants to make money and success is a nice thing. And some people do want to be popular, but today, like kind of like Nomi was saying, like kids' motivation is very different than it was back then. But at the same time, there was that motivation to be successful. I just kind of wonder what world Michael grew up in that would form the mindset. Maybe an escape, because I did hear that, he didn't have the best family growing up. So maybe it was an escape thing rather than a success thing.
You know what?
And
This kind of pushes me to be like, I don't think I want to conduct my own survey because some of the interns here, they have kids.
okay.
So I can, and I have like good like like adult friendship relationships with kids. Like, hey, like
Mhm.
Candy, here you go, Bluey.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can ask
Bluey!
them like, hey, kid, you're like what, 8 years old?
Mhm.
What do you want to be when you grow up? I can conduct my own survey, and I can report back to you on that.
That I would love to hear that. I would love to hear that. Maybe ask them what they want to be when they grow up, and then of course, why.
Hmm.
You know,
Like, what's your motivation? Like, what's
like
driving you to that? Like, what's
yeah.
inspiring you to be
Mhm.
that? So yeah, I can ask a couple of
Yeah.
those kids. Like, they're like, hey,
A follow-up question there.
yeah, yeah. Now I'm inspired to do my own survey.
Look,
Woohoo.
me out here doing the Lord's work. Well, actually, there have been numerous times where I've wanted to start a YouTube channel where whenever I travel, I just ask people questions, because we all know the media is lying to us in many different ways, whether it becomes from or it comes from our entertainment or whatever is, excuse me, let me articulate better. Whether our information comes from music, pop culture, movie reviews, clearly when it comes to the political world, all these different things. And just going to people on the street and saying, designating, it's like, all right, today I'm in, I don't know, let's pick a state nobody cares about, New Hampshire. And in this small town, and I've asked 75 people what they think about K-pop Demon Hunters. And then come back to Florida and ask another 75 people and in different ages. And just like, what are real people actually thinking about different things? What do real people think about Taylor Swift in the NFL? What do when she's not in the NFL, but you know what I'm saying? What do real people think is going on? How do people really feel about DC being cleaned up and being able to walk at night and go out to eat with your significant other? What do you really think about that? I think that
Yeah.
would be a lot more entertaining and more interesting and verifiable than what we see on mainstream.
See that. But I
Have to
will have to
leave.
bid you adieu because
That's
my
it.
time has come. Because now it's time to like, all right, we can start actual work. Oh, so you made me be here for an hour and a half of just standing around and hanging out with Tabitha and getting paid for it. Okay.
You do it so well, though. That's
I,
the thing. You
yeah, if
see
you
it.
want me to come wake up early but still be here and hang out with my friend online and get paid for it, okay. So
See,
I'm
there
not
you
really
go.
complaining. I'm
I was
not
gonna
really
say,
complaining.
it's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
You're the silver lining, Tabitha,
It's the
that
sacrifice.
I get to see. I could have slept for 2 more hours, but no,
But you chose me instead. I appreciate that.
I did. But yes, I need to mosey out
Go
because my
Mosey.
duties are gonna start. I wouldn't say duties, but
Right. Happy trip. Well, they are your
I would
responsibilities.
my responsibility of like, hey, don't do that. Hey, this is how you can do it like this, but better. So let me help you improve that method of yours.
Yeah. You guys don't know it, but Nomi's secretly the CEO of a business we can't talk about. So she just tells people what to do.
Basically, yes, that
Mhm.
I do tell people what to do and
All the time.
how to improve their work method. Like, let's decipher this code, you and I want to see you do it. Oh, now I understand. Yep. And that's why I am your boss and
Mhm.
you're learning from me.
That's right. Exactly.
But yes, but Tabitha, games tonight, Tuesday. I am free.
It depends on the time because I'm going to be on the politically incorrect knitters knitting war tonight at 6 Eastern. So I'll keep you in the know.
Yes, please do. Okay, chat and Tabitha, I hope y'all have a tater tot day.
We will.
That
Yeah.
no, because that sounds delicious right now. Now I want tater tots.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
could go for some tater tots. Yeah. All right.
Ooh, yummy. Okay, bye guys.
Bye. There was a video a while back where this young girl was singing Hallelujah in the opening to a well. Holy crap, the kids have some pipe. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Kids just, I think that Nomi raises a really good point. You know, I kind of wonder what Michael Jackson's motivation was. And I think that makes a difference in success too. Are you being successful to be successful? Or was one of the reasons that Michael Jackson was so successful was because it was an escape? Anyway, hello, Lieutenant. Have a good day at work, old Renaissance boomer. You know, maybe I should get a book and read up on Michael Jackson. I wouldn't mind being well informed. I do need to make a list of the books I plan to finish this year. I've already finished. I'm near finished 2 for this month. My goal is to finish a book a month. So when I wanted, as a kid, I wanted to be a roller coaster tester. That is amazing. I've never heard that before, and I love that. Kids sometimes have the best answers. They really do. Don't forget tonight. Yes, right. I will. I'll be dropping the link here soon. Hello. Welcome. You have a question? Do you both by the way, that's a cute fairy. Do you both think Keanu Reeves would play a great Of course. Of course. Keanu Reeves is amazing. He's legend. Wait for it. Wait for it. Jerry. Legendary. Hang on. I've got the politically incorrect knitters. Here is your link. Go find the channel. These ladies are absolutely amazing. You want some hard hitting. These are the women that you could definitely contest the whole 19th Amendment appealment worded hard situation. They might give you a reason to believe that the 19th Amendment is justifiable. When kids are asked what they want to be when they grow up, but they are never asked why. And if they were, they said they didn't know. Of course they don't know, but it's always fun. Sometimes kids will surprise you and be like, well, because my uncle is so and so. Or sometimes you get the really intelligent ones that will. Oh yeah, of course. I wouldn't do it by myself. Nomi is the CEO of the biggest yacht builder in the world. It's how Moss got his. Yeah. She never offered me a discount. That makes a lot of sense now. Makes a lot of sense. So Tabitha, I found a fairy tale art book from Japan at a con. So now I have a bunch of Juvia references to practice. Good. I hope that you've been continuing, Biggles. All right. We're getting our Cara Dune down. She had I think, yeah, her pants are a slightly different color. I think I've made them too dark. So this color actually needs to be what's under this. So let's get that. Let's see if we can get these blue flats done before I have to head out. Hope you're enjoying Hot Take Tuesday. It's not everybody's cup of tea. It very rarely is. Oh, whoops, I messed up. So the her did I? Or is that black? It's kind of hard to tell in these pictures. No, that matches her waist. And her pants need to be bluer. Okay, so this does work. So this is the right color here. Like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Sir Michael was obviously clearly talented and hardworking. He made an impact on the world that most people could only hope for and dream of. I think he's a kind of person that could potentially give hope to people that found themselves in situations that he found himself in. He's also a good story, unfortunately, a good story of how maybe you should conduct your life, and look to God for satisfaction, you know? But I think we could use any one of our own lives for that kind of situation as well. Okay, so this was also the same color as that. We just have to highlight it and shadow it differently. You know, I I wonder just how many people were truly influenced in the entertainment business by his work ethic and all this kind of stuff. Like it just he left quite the legacy to I think to be proud of, you know. And I think it's also, even though I'm not a big fan of all the weird noises and whatever, what I do like about it, this is going to sound contradictory, but what I do like about it is the uniqueness. Just because I don't like it as a form of entertainment doesn't mean I don't like it in a form of self-expression, if that makes sense. Like, be you. That's who he was. He didn't need me to tell him not to do that or direct him or do whatever. And he was true to himself and he did what he needed to do. And that is admirable, especially in the entertainment industry. Good on you, Michael. Good on you. Let's see. Is this the right color? Sort of. Much better. Okay. You can't really see her wrist thingies. So her hands, I think, are then this color because she's wearing gloves. Somehow I always forget that she's wearing gloves. Like I know she has the gauntlet things, but I tend to always forget that she's wearing gloves when I do take the time to stop and think about it. Wanted to be president? Yeah, it's a good one. I changed what I wanted to be constantly until I was 13. Then when I decided I wanted to be a screenwriter, not for fame, and just like coming up 100%. You never know what that will do. You wanted to be another MJ when I was a kid. You wanted to be a Mary Jane, Biggles? Just kidding. You know what? As far back as I can remember, I used to say ballerina and all this kind of stuff. But honestly, but I do recall, like I said a lot of that because my friends would say that. What I really wanted to be ever since I was a little kid was a teacher. That's what I always wanted to be growing up, was a teacher. Oh, you wanted to be Michael Jordan. Oh, okay. Whoops. There's too many famous MJs out there. Too many famous MJs. All right, so then the chest plate. Okay, the picture I'm looking at of her is too dark or too light. This one's too dark. This looks like it's the same color. No, it's a slightly... So these things need to be darker. So this color is actually more of the chest plate situation going on. I'm just going to mark that right here. These ones need to be somewhat darker. Yeah. Now we're hitting the good stuff. There we go. Okay. And then this thing, this chest plate piece or whatever, slightly darker. There we go. Well, it was nice to have Narmi here with us for a little while, our little surprise visits. You know, it was kind of her to check in because we were so worried that she didn't make it out of the devastating snowstorm that ravaged the earth, you know, over the weekend. So they were calling it, you know, Snowpocalypse 2026. I'm glad she made it out alive. There we go. That's better. That's better. Oh man, I loved hanging out with them. I mean, the boys were great. The girls were the best, of course, specifically the two, because those are the ones I was around the most. I hope they're doing well. I think about them from time to time. All right. Our boots are just kind of, I think they're just kind of this same color here. Everything's kind of the same-ish. I think due to time, because I do have some commissions to work on. I've got some business emails to respond to. We might not be able to color in everything for Cara Dune this time around, but she should be finished. I do want to say thank you to everybody who contributed to this creation process, in the polls and in the chat and all that kind of stuff. Be looking for more of those coming to the channel here soon. And like I said, we're going to return back to the book at some instance, because I did always think it was fun having the chat help me create these fantasy worlds. We're going to do something special with them. It's just, time. It's not always on our side. All right, so we're going to have to highlight this. I had thought about putting somebody's face here, but it's so funny, like studying human anatomy, like I was telling Maria, where, you kind of look at this and it looks really strange. It is exaggerated, but it's like the human body can do this. It's just if you take time to stop and, the foot does turn this far. It's very bizarre. But whatever. I need to order my chair today. This chair is hurting me. It's amazing. Amazing how that works. Oh, I think I need to, get our flat color down for this. But yeah, drop by tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be on Politically Incorrect Knitters for Knitting War. I don't know what that means. I'm a little scared. I don't know what they have in for me. I think this might be the color for this thing that she's got on her leg. It's kind of like a pad, like a thigh pad or something like that. We'll put some texture on that later. But we've got her outfit, at least, is taken care of. We got Grogu and we got Cara Dune. So there's that. Hey, Sarah Crystal, good morning. Yeah, taking care of the business. Too bad Usher got a hold of him and then didn't he? Yeah, that's why Nomi was saying pray for Justin Bieber, because, he said he came to Christ, but he's got a lot of baggage and a lot of doing to undo, and then a family to raise. That's a lot on a man, especially a young man. That's a lot. They're all grown up and the girls are all good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope that the sisters, the ones I'm talking about, I hope they get ornery little stinks for children, just like they were. No, I'm going to crochet. They said I could crochet. I ain't got time to learn how to knit. I don't have any interest in knitting, but I do know how to crochet. And I do enjoy it. Yeah, there it is. Sub to the Politically Incorrect Knitters. Anne she works with the Ripaverse. She's so nice until you hit her with the hard facts. Or until she hits you with the hard facts, I said. Yep. I'm a tough girl. I can be when I gots to be. 100%. Hey, V. Patrick, we are getting ready to shut things down. It's been an hour and a half of the brush hour segment, and I got some stuff to do. I need to take a stand for myself, for my back. They're similar in the outcome, but very different in the means of execution. I guess I could look at it like that. So, but anyway, I appreciate you all. I hope you don't take my hot take for today as something disparaging. Just a thought that I have. It's a personal theory that I have. I could be completely wrong. We will never know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And yes, we do have the art party on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe it. But you know the two sisters I'm talking about, though, right? You know specifically. Yeah. You know. Those two. Always a good day when I got to hang out with them. They weren't even part of my kids group that I had to watch over. They just all flocked to me with their questions and concerns about life, and it was great. And I'd hit them with the answers that they didn't want to hear, and that was always fun because their reaction was aghast. No, the other one. Unless, wait. Wait a minute. Wasn't that her middle name? But she went by her first name, right? Or at least when I was watching her. I didn't want to oust their names. May have started with a Z. Yeah. She changed. Did she change her name? Yeah. She changed her name. Just because that's right, because everybody called her that. And then she was like, I want to change my name. I want everybody to call me by my middle name. And I'm like, I'm not calling you by your middle name. She's like, but Miss T. I'm like, I'm not calling you by your middle name. You had to do it. Well, I didn't. You introduced me as to, if you introduce yourself as whatever, that's how you're going to be the rest of your life. I'm sorry. I don't care. That's just how it is. Even if you give me a false name, like many of the people on YouTube do, it's like you're going to forever, you're forever X-Wing, you're forever. Well, I don't want to oust everybody, but clearly, obviously, you're forever Beardo, unless his parents actually, maybe he was a hairy child and they actually named him Beardo. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you all for being a part of the Brush Hour. I will see you, as far as Brush Hour is concerned, I'll see you all next week. But until then, I'll see you Friday. It's Friday.
Thank you for coming to the show here. Please like and subscribe to Tabitha's YouTube channel. YouTube. It's that platform you can go and watch videos. You can watch it on your devices. Please subscribe.